We're always in budget mode at the city.
There has been a lot of focus on the next fiscal budget in the past few months. And while January and February are an important time for finalizing things, most of the work begins much earlier.
We really start the process of building a budget in the summer. So usually around July or August we'll start to work on that.
By the fall, each separate department in the city must have a developed plan.
Each operating department that we have, police, fire, Parks and Rec, and so on, develop their own budget.
The requested funds from each department undergo strict review from the financial department.
And then we make priorities. We have to make cuts to fit within our revenue parameters.
Trying to act within the priorities of the City Council, Fruin and his team develop a proposed budget. Let's take a moment to look at the outline for the fiscal year 2018 budget. It calls for more than $172 million in spending. Here's how those costs break down. Nearly $56 million is for the general fund. $41 million is for capital projects. The remaining $50 million is related to the operations of various enterprises, such as the sewer or water departments. Simply said, those funds cannot be used for anything but that enterprise.
When we have a business type enterprise like a water utility or garbage pickup or sewer, those fees that we charge are what we need to operate those services.
And for the sixth straight year, the proposed budget would cut property tax rates down 25 cents from the current rate. This has been a priority since Iowa City climbed to one of the highest property tax rates in the state.
We're working our way towards the middle of the pack, which is puts us in a much more competitive position when it comes to economic development and allowing businesses to grow, but it also provides a more affordable living environment for our residents.
Once the proposed budget has been created, a series of meetings are held in January to review it with City Council.
Question is that number's too low.
The Council has a chance to review each department's budget individually and ask any questions they may have.
I really want to look at the standards that we're using in terms of how wide we're making these roads.
And with a 700-page budget, it takes hours and hours to sift through. Let's take a look at a few of the capital projects that are being considered in the budget. One big item is Phase 1 of a plan to move the Public Works Department to a site just north of the Terry Trueblood Recreation Area. It's a project that will take multiple years, and it's going to be a big financial investment each budget.
Multiple funding sources to try to pull this thing together, and we'll be looking at, can we do this project at less than $12 million?
City Council recently toured the current site, which is located on Riverside Drive near the airport. From a lack of room for equipment to leaky roofs, the buildings on site are simply not fit to handle the growth Iowa City has seen. The idea is that the update will not only catch up to today's standards, but also prepare the department for the future.
Not only right-sizing our operations for today's Iowa City, but ensuring that those operations can meet Iowa City of the next 30 or 40 years.
Another high-dollar project for the fiscal year will be construction costs for the final stages of the Gateway project. Expected to be completed in 2018, the project will raise Dubuque Street 10 feet while replacing and elevating the Park Road Bridge. This will reduce closures due to flooding while replacing the aging pavement and infrastructure underneath the road. It will also give an updated look to Iowa City's most traveled road.
It's not only great from a flood protection standpoint, but it's really going to be a signature entryway into our community.
Small in comparison, projects like a plan to build a new fire training facility still holds a great deal of weight. Coming in at $700,000, the benefits of public safety are a big consideration.
Having the training center local does help with the hands-on training that's required for us to maintain all of our certifications.
The list of items that city staff must consider go on and on.
What kind of budget should be allocated for it?
City Council will use February to make changes and amend the budget, with final approval due in March. By the time the fiscal year begins July 1st, city staff will already be discussing the next year's budget. This reiterates the first point that City Manager Jeff Fruin made at the beginning of this segment.
We're always in budget mode at the city.